Good morning, everybody. I'm live again on Monday, Cartooning Monday, here at my studio, Overholt Art and Entertainment Studio. And I am your party artist. Yes, my name's Kim Overholt. I've been here for a while now, and I'm hoping that you're enjoying a little bit of this little bit of a sequence that I do through the course of the week. Mondays are Cartooning Mondays, Tuesdays are Magic Tuesdays, Wednesdays are Wellness Wednesdays, Thursdays are Entertainment Thursdays, and Friday we have Feedback Friday for you guys so you can talk back to me if I talk too much to you. Am I talking too much? Well, wait till I get started. Okay, so if you don't know about me, please look up my website, kimoverholt.com. I do a lot of, and you know what? I forgot a little bit of a morning. Let me give us a little morning kind of songs. Give me some. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze soon. Hold on a second. Oh, goodness. So good morning. Hold on. I'm going to play some music for you. You know, I'm a one woman show and this is the way it's got to go, I guess, because whenever you want to do something, if nobody else is doing it, you just got to do it for yourself, and this is what it comes down to, just doing it for yourself because nobody else is going to do it for you, right? And I know. Let me sing you some blues. There's no one's gonna do it for you. You gotta do it by yourself. There's no one's gonna help you. You gotta do it alone. Don't worry, you're not alone with this. Okay. It gets too loud and the thing cuts out. Isn't that funny? Like it has its own little cutout of it, or if it gets too loud. Let's play some. Let's go a little different. Okay, so welcome to Cartooning Mondays here at Overholt Art and Entertainment Studio. I'm going to teach you a little bit about doing cartooning, and in my own special way, I've got some really cool stuff to show you. I've been working on this thing called Luna Sparkles. You know Luna Sparkles? It's been a lot of fun to kind of play with. It's an idea that I come up with, and we're working on more of getting her action poses, and we're working on different parts of doing animation, which is great. I love to share my knowledge with you, so this is all what it's about. So I'm also going to show you a little bit about doing not just cartooning but storyboarding too. Storyboards are kind of good to help you for going from one thing to another if you're not sure how to do it, right? So kind of breaks it down into little sequences and stuff like that, because sometimes you can't take it all on at once. Like doing this whole project, I'm not taking it all on at once. I'm doing it little bits at a time because I can only do so much at a time. I'm a one-man show. One woman show. Whatever. I hope you're having a great day. And let me just tune this down here. All right. So thank you again for tuning in. I hope you're having a great day. I am your party artist, like I say, Kim Overholt. And I usually get started with my whiteboard. I have, like I say, I have Luna Sparkles going on. I've got most of my stuff here. I'm going to show you what I got going on. Hold on. Let me just switch this over. Okay. So I've got some Luna Sparkles. Luna Sparkles, where did she go? Where I put all my stuff. I'm having a good day. I hope you guys are having a good day too. So yeah, when I get you started out with doing some basic, simple stuff for doing cartooning, I usually start with the basics too. So let me just get you started right at the basics. So if you've never cartooned before, and good morning, Jean. Yeah, you saw my little note there. Yeah, good morning. Let's get to it, right? Yeah. So basic getting started with drawing, you got to know your three shapes basically, which is the triangle, the square, and the circle. The very basic. And of course, there's always just the line, which can be just in itself has many purposes, as you will know. So you take all of these ones, you can put them all. Oh, let me find a better marker. You take all these and you put them all together, and you can come up with a shape that kind of reminds you kind of like a cone. It's like roundish. And you can make it into a party hat if you wanted to. Yay! On top. There we go. Yeah, so you basically, can't go without your eraser. The best thing about being able to draw is being able to erase the mistakes that you make, so you don't see them ever again. It's too bad you can't do that with life, right? Well, you call it forgetfulness, but sometimes you don't forget a lot of things, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of things going on to do too, and I really like. So I can only show you so much, and like I say, I can only show you the door. It is you that has to go through it. All right, so your basics, you start off with the very basic shape, and then of course with the lines, you can create all kinds of like wavy lines. You can go with jagged lines. You can go with parallel lines. I have a friend that used to do one shape all the time, and eventually she made it so that it would become a pattern. And it is kind of a thing that you can do to practice with your wrist, get your wrist going too. And it's really simple. Like sometimes they work for a while and then they go. Okay, we're going to move to purple now. So the lines kind of go like this. So you practice doing this a lot, the up and down little waves and stuff like that. And then you practice maybe putting it together into something. So what I usually do is I make a star. So it goes kind of like this, wavy, 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 and then wavy comes back to the center again. It's kind of if you do it naturally, it's like your hand wants to do that kind of thing. It's like the natural path to follow kind of thing. Now you can do. It doesn't have to be five. You can do like six of them. Have it like that. Have that like a natural pattern. Kind of reminds me of back in the remember the dating game when they used to have those little things on the walls and stuff, real simple things, circa 1970s. But yeah, you start with like little patterns, and you kind of get going with it's all about getting the wrist going. It's all about getting your creative juices flowing while you're thinking about it. So when you do something like this, yeah, it becomes like a habit. You start doing it. You can do like I do tons of them all the time to just practice my wrist. Now you can also make it a little bit more jagged if you want to, and practice doing a star. If you want to be a star, there's the way to do it. Just practice doing jagged edges, like it instead of doing like the roundy edges like this. Start doing jagged edges like this. See if you can make those consistently. Sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small. So it's a matter of just playing with your pen. Sometimes just drawing random things. And I also, if you want to get good at it, you can color it in if you want to make it fun. You can do like little shapes that kind of go like this. And wherever they connect back together. And you can start coloring in that spot different from this spot, and this spot different from that spot, and create all kinds of like neat little designs and stuff, and add like little circles. And this is where you can get kind of abstract, add like squares, circles, triangles, and create something wild and something wonderful for your wall or something that will also calm you, because the thing about doing art is that it's supposed to calm your senses, kind of bring you to a center where you feel calmness too. So I enjoy doing this, just being able to bring a little enhanced calm going on, because God knows the world is not calm. It's a very dynamic world we live in, and there's always lots of stuff going on, right, Jean? I know there's always tons of things tons of things we should be doing, and the tons of things that we aren't doing, and tons of things that we know we have to do, and things like that. So yeah, totally, I'm in that realm. I'm in that frame of mind, in that little, yeah, so so when you do the basics, you get good at it. Start using your imagination. Now, me and Jean have a great imagination, I know, because Jean and we've been trying forever to get this one guy named, oh, right? To get in touch with either her or I, or one of us, or something like that. But we all use our imaginations, and we hear from people who we hope are them, but we end up thinking that, okay, maybe it was just too good to be true. And sometimes it is. but sometimes it's not. And let me tell you why it's not. Because when you think of something enough, if you think positive about it, sometimes you get positive response from it. So it using your imagination will give you a lot of good feelings. Of course, you don't can't ever imagine like you got contacted by somebody and you automatically don't think that it's them. Like you think at first thing you think it's, yeah, okay, wonderful, it's them, wonderful, this is great. But then you kind of have to do one thing. If you have your imagination, what you have to do, even when you do imagination, is have a lot of research. You got to research a lot of stuff. There's a few stories that I've done in my past, but only because they reminded me of folklore stories that I've heard from the past and kind of ran them into becoming like a modern story for myself, kind of thing. So imagination is very good. It brings positivity and makes you think more about, because there's a lot of really good stories that occurred in different times signatures, back in different times. We are always saying, oh, it's the worst of times, the best of times, that kind of thing. How do you know? You kind of you got to know, you got to live it. And some people ask me, okay, well, what do you live the life of an artist? Yeah, I do. I live every day the life of an artist. I see things differently from other people. I really, really do. And especially, I have a lot of, I find I pick up a lot of people's emotions, and I don't mean to, but it just kind of happens. And when you pick that up, it's almost like you kind of like, right, okay. So it's a lot of things to take on. When you do use your imagination, people think, oh, it's just a simple little thing. But sometimes it can get so very complex. I had a very, very big imagination when I was a child, caused me to have a lot of nightmares. And there's the thing about nightmares, right? They're just part of when you're a kid and you have a nightmare and they wake you, oh, it's okay. It wasn't really happening. You're all right. But what would you have imagined? What kind of things could have scared you that much? I remember back in the day, um, back in the day, it was when I was really young. I used to have dreams of I had dreams of death. I really did. I had some dark, dark dreams. Some of them used to wake me up from sleeping, just and I would be screaming. But as a kid, like sometimes they would be very, very terrifying, terrifying dreams. And and then you get into things like when you were a kid and as a kid, well, not really, more of a teenager. I was getting into to watching scary movies. And we all know that Freddy Krueger was a scary kind of thing to think about. It's like, oh my gosh, that kind of thing could happen. Your dreams become reality. Oh my gosh. Sometimes with imagination, your dreams can become reality. So you have to kind of think of, what do you want your dreams to be? Do you want to be have them be negative, or would you rather them be positive? Well, of course, nobody wants to dream about death. Nobody wants to dream about Freddy Krueger. Nobody wants to dream about seeing their own demise or seeing weird things that have never occurred in their lives. But then all of a sudden, how many people nowadays have seen things that wouldn't have expected to ever see in their lifetime, like handheld devices? And we all thought that was a thing of the past. We were just harnessed with our little calculators. And look at how much that's developed. Look at how far that's come, and look at how far the imagination can take you to having like something that's so small and handheld that it takes over like everything that you do too. And it's like, wow, your imagination can get you into places that you've never expected before. So that's kind of interesting. So imagination is a great part of doing cartooning, and a great part of thinking about what you want to do with a character, with everything that comes into your life, you kind of gotta imagine. You try to imagine what kind of future. I used to have dreams of the future. I really did. I had some pretty scary ones too. Ones where I was very sick and had dreams, and some of them actually kind of came through, and it was the weirdest thing. It was like one of those deja vu kind of thing. Deja vu. Yeah. One of those deja vu kind of things. I believe in that kind of stuff. I think that can actually happen. Like people can have little glimpses into the future. There's a few things that have happened in my past I cannot explain, but I know that it all has kind of yeah, AI is very, 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 yeah. Have you ever had like future visions? I mean, I think I've probably, well, there's been things that I've seen. Like there's some, I've seen movie plots for sure. A lot of great ideas come from an imagination, from a lot of dreams, from and create a lot of movie plots of things that you kind of imagine. Um, Sometimes, when you think of a character, like I'm doing my Luna Sparkles right now, I can see in my mind all kinds of adventures that she can go on and all the kinds of things that she can get into when you use your imagination. So these are things that you think about and kind of go into the future with them. Because it's a great thing to be able to do, using your imagination and pushing forward into making it something that, can be motivational for a lot of people. Sometimes that was all you need is something to make you put you in the right frame, right? Put you in the right frame of mind, put you in on the right path. Anyways, imagination is a great thing to have because without it, you wouldn't be able to see, well, what could I have for my future? What can I imagine? I've always imagined myself being an artist. I've never imagined myself being a teacher. I've never imagined myself being an accountant. I've never imagined myself being a receptionist. Not really. I've never wanted one of those big. I was not one of those. I wanted to be a director. I wanted to be a director of film. And you know why I want to be a director of film? Because I have so many stories up here that I can't get it. I can't get them out fast enough. If I could just, you know what? Sometimes I'm thinking about taking my handheld device, my little handheld device. Oh, hand. I'll show you. Hold on. Taking my little, because this is really, if you really wanted to do it, honestly, all you'd have to do, and I'm just charging it right now, is my phone. My phone could probably do all kinds of wild and woolly things that you would probably have no idea. It does more things than we are aware of too, so which is kind of interesting. I definitely say that imagination went into something this to be able to create something like this. Calculators were like this. Remember calculators? Turned it upside down and said boobies. Remember? Yeah, I remember those days. Now it's like, remember Merlin? You had the little game Merlin. Now you can play it something similar on your phone. Yeah, you do little calculations to get into your phone for passwords and stuff. Funny enough, but it's one of those things where if you really wanted to, you could use your phone. Yeah, I love. You could use your phone for doing movies and taking film, slicing it together, creating. If I had more time, I do have ideas, and I've really been thinking about using it a lot lately. And I think I might just for my own purposes because I'm learning that even when I'm doing my animation, like what I'm going to be doing behind me with Luna Sparkles, I'm not going to get any help from anybody. It's going to be all me, and it's going to be happening. It doesn't won't happen fast, but it's going to happen, and I'm going to take you through this process. And I'm glad that you're here with me because we're going to do it together. And if you know more than I do and you want to help me out with this is where you can come in and give me a little bit, because that's why I love you guys being out there. Because if you see me struggling with something, you think you could, like, yeah, do this. I'm like, yeah, okay. I have my friends at work, and my friends at work, they know I'm an artist, and like, well, why don't you do? You're an artist. Why don't you uh, do like flea markets? And I say I have. And they're like, well, why haven't you done uh, exhibits? And I'm like, I have. And in the past, that's the funny thing. You can do as much as you can, as much as you want in the past. If you aren't always on top of it, you get left behind. They forget about you like that. I mean, eventually, if things kind of like, if you don't, like I say, if you don't do something, you get left behind, and you don't want to get left behind. That's the thing. Nobody wants to be left behind. Like when I said that I was um, when I was whitewater rafting and I was in that eddy, everybody knows that there's this little thing, that's that little eddy that you get stuck in, and here's you, and there's all your friends, and they're all moving, and you're like, hey, help me out over here. They're like, all you gotta do is you gotta get motivated. You gotta move. You gotta move. You gotta move, 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 move. And that's what I have to do too. I gotta get slowly but surely. You gotta make your way forward. You gotta go a little further, make your way forward until you're get yourself out of there. So you gotta go. You gotta keep going, even when you don't want to do it anymore. So when my friends say, "Oh, maybe you should get back into flea markets," yeah, maybe I should. Do you know anybody? I network all the time. Do you know anybody? If you know somebody, let me know, because if you know somebody I don't that can help me get to the right place I need to go to, I'd appreciate that. I can't do it by myself. Well, I can do it. I am doing it by myself. But if you have anything that can help, that's always a good positive thing. Hey, Jean, let me just read. And I said get to it. I was gonna put your last name, but I was like, no, I'll just Jean. Jean knows who I mean. Yeah, deja vu. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Being at the beach and stuff like that. Yeah, I've had when I was in Cuba. That was like I never have ever expected to be. And when I was in Hollywood, I never expected that it would be in Hollywood. But I got the opportunity. That's why I think there's all such things as miracles. I do believe that there are great things coming out there for people who can think positive enough about this and do it right. I mean, look at that behind me. I got my picture. This is for my Plight of Time book. This is the cover of my Plight of Time book. If you ever want to read it, it's on Amazon. No, not Amazon. Uh, oh gosh, Kindle. Yeah, Kindle, and yeah, you know what? And I have all kinds of ideas for storyboarding, for doing like for things like Luna Sparkles, which we are working on. I can show you a little bit more. So Luna Sparkles, that Greek bunny with the magic paintbrush. Sound familiar? When you push it enough, you can make things happen. You really can. I have like people always ask me, oh, you can always get back into like go to the wineries and contact them and see if they need people to come in and paint there. I can go to like retirement homes and see if they need anybody there. A lot of these people, there's already a lot of people doing this kind of thing, and I'm glad that there are. I'm trying to get into a different vein. Like some people think, what they want to do that. I want to go further. So, I mean, you, wineries and retirement homes, I am so grateful for the opportunities, and I have had those opportunities. And that's where, if people ask me, would you do that again? But yeah, in a heartbeat. If they would want to contact me, I would be more than happy to. So, there's that too. But other than that, I'm doing it of my own free will, and I'm doing it on my own, and I do the best that I can. And we all do the best that we can, for sure. So, you know, retirement parties, I'm also thinking more now lately, because I've been getting into wellness and things like that. Using your imagination is also good for improving your health because you can also, you know, gives you ideas for getting outside. Those things that you forget about when you're just when you're trapped inside, and you have to keep on, you know, if you get the right, stick yourself into a little cubicle and be trapped in a little box, that's fine. Being an artist, there is no box, okay? There is the only thing that's holding you back is you. So I mean, the only thing holding me back is me, and I got to keep moving forward too. So that little Eddie, I got to keep on moving forward. Yes, yes, for sure, Jean. You are correct. You really do have to try and be more healthy nowadays, and um, there's a lot of things that I could show a lot of people about, you know, feeling good about yourself. Wellness Wednesdays are one of those days where drawing is actually like one of those things again where if you draw something that's kind of methodic for you, like you can draw that kind of thing, and then just continue, and you get into a rhythm that can turn into an almost like a meditative state kind of when you do that too. And there's nothing wrong with saying that you can't do it outside. Like when you do it outside, when you do painting outside, of course they call that plein air. I say go outside and do some plein air paintings. Go outside and do some plein air drawings. Like draw what you see out in nature. Get out and get some sunshine on you, because that's one of the great things about stirring your imagination too, is being out there and seeing things going on and what's happening in the world. Myself, I've been doing more exercise, getting more just more workout and more walking in and stuff like that, just so I can push things a little bit further, go as far as I can with what I can. Use your imagination. Use it because it's something that can be really, really positive and good for you. And it's one of the things that I really use when I'm doing my Luna Sparkles. That's for sure. Now, as you know, I've been working on her character sheet, and they're all in rough. And I have also her friends that I've been working on, but I've also got to work on her nemesis too. Nemesis. Something like that. So everything, you know, negative, positive. So you got to keep always in the positive, though. So with character sheets, we're going to work on the friends, ideas. We're going to come up with adventures. And people ask me about like my other book, The Plight of Time, that I did, and what it was based on. So, any of you have a little bit of an inclination to read my book? Again, it's called Plight of Time. The Plight of Time. It's a really good story, and I think it only costs like $10 if you want to read it. And it's a good story. I don't get paid for it. I haven't seen a lick of money for it, but it would make a good series. Yeah, I have so many great ideas for, you know, the different worlds that are on in this one book called Legends. So there's this book called Legends that the main character finds, and in this book has star maps to other galaxies. Galax. Mhm. And not only that, but it also has star maps to other galaxies. It also, you know, you can go there. So they got portals to be able to get there too, and it's so cool. Like I have so many great ideas, and And I've told a couple people at work, a few people at work, some of my stories, some of my stories. That's not all of my stories, but some of my stories. And I'm hoping maybe one day, if I have an inkling, those out there who maybe are looking for somebody who's got a little bit of imagination, and I'm always trying to be positive. I just want to make sure that you can do it too. But I'm gonna, if you need any extra help and want some imagination, some little backup, call me. I can do that too. I want to help with a little bit of everything if I can. Make this world a bigger and better place. You know what I'm saying? And in the meantime, yeah, I know I didn't really show you too much about Luna, but let me just show you the pictures because I know you guys are like, okay, does she actually have? Oh, I think you know what? Hold on. There's a few things going on here. All right, so. Okay, so Luna Sparkles kind of looks like this. Luna Sparkles, Luna Sparkles. Yeah, there she is. She's a cute little bunny that looks like that. Yeah, she's got a magic paintbrush that can do all kinds of wild and woolly things. Talk about the guy with the a magic crayon. Yeah, the purple crayon. No, that's nothing in comparison to Luna's sparkly magic paintbrush. And she's got friends. Let me just see if I have it here. They're Stinky. All right. Oh, there's her one friend, Professor Wood. And I'm working on her other brushy, who kind of a little bit looks like Bugs Bunny, could maybe be a cousin of Bugs. And this Twinkles, her little companion. I got to color her in yet, and so you can kind of see what she looks like. But draw it, yeah. But that one. So I also have her doing. Let's see, it's in here. Let me just check quickly. If it's not here, I know where else it will be. Okay. Hey, does that guy look familiar? No, I'm kidding. Hey, who's that lovely creature? Hey. I still have it, still here. Okay. Um, is it here? Hey, there's that too. I got too many of them, I know. Nope, my last little thing was a coffee art. There we go. Oh, it must be. Oh, where is it? Oh, maybe in here. Okay, I got this too. Did you see it, Jean? Did you see your picture? There was. Oh, right on the last page. Gotta be like the last page. Yeah, some action shots of Luna kicking butt, doing some moves, flying through the air. Yeah. So that's some of the things, some of the things that I do, some of the things that I've been working on with her. And I got some big plans. I've got big plans. I'm going to be also putting them into storyboard. So for those of you who don't know what a storyboard is, it goes a little bit, it looks like a comic book. And I'll give you a quick little idea of how a comic book story can kind of work. And you can make your own stories with your own character, okay? So it kind of goes like this. And this is just quick. So you start off with the title. You can make this 2 into 1 if you want to have an establishing shot, so you know where you are. Okay, they get introduced to the character. You learn a little bit about them as they go along. You see they have a conflict. Conflict happens. and solved at the end. And it's almost like a game. You start at the beginning, you get the character going, have something happen, and have a finish. Real easy. That's the start of a story. Now, that's one thing you can do about, say, you got your friend Luna Sparkles. All right, and she lives in this place called Artoria. I can't remember. Anyways, she's got her friends that I was telling you about, and they set off on an adventure. Along the way, they find some conflict. There's a bad guy in there. They have to have a resolve. We got to resolve it. Okay, well, bad guy. He has a plot. Okay, he's got a plot to do, and there's where the conflict happens, and then it gets solved and finished. Right, quick and easy like that. There's a good one. So Luna Sparkles goes out and she with her friends on an adventure finds the bad guy who wants. Okay. Give you a good example. Okay, and I just thought this off the top of my head. Okay, so Luna Sparkles, she lives in this place and she finds her magic paintbrush and they decide to take it on, go for an adventure. But there's a bad guy who finds out about her magic paintbrush, trying to escape, try to take it from her. Conflict happens and she resolves by getting the paintbrush back and da 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 at the end. And it goes on to the next little thing. So there's always going to be something new and different coming up. And that's the same thing with life, you know. When you go through life saying, okay, I started off, I went to school, got out, made some friends, I went on an adventure to try to find out what I was kind of going after. The conflict is just some kind of bad guy that wants to kind of keep me away from doing all the cool things I want to do, of course. We won't mention any names. But then we go ahead, and what happens is eventually there'll be some conflict coming in the near future in the plot. And I will solve it, and we will finish it and get to the end of this, and all be great. Life happens. And it's just there's the whole thing. Life is a journey, not a destination. So it's one of those things that's a constant thing. But the one thing you got to remember if you're going to do anything, practice. Practice makes perfect. The one guy that I used to follow all the time used to say, draw all the time. Draw. If you're not going to paint, if you're not going to do any kinds of sculpting, whatever, just draw whatever. Keep just putting that pen to paper and just keep on putting that steel stylus to your little thing pad and just keep on, just draw whatever. Make it crazy, make it wild, make it different from anybody else's, because who wants to be the same? We've all got a little bit of a difference. We all are different. We are not all cookie cutter perfect, and we're not all beautiful and all wise and all that. We all have something that we can all use with each other. So some people don't realize what kind of symbiosis. There's a good word to use. Symbiosis. Symbiosis. Some people don't realize what kind of symbiosis we have with each other in the whole entire universe world. This is the whole point of being here, the whole thing of why we're here. It's just so that can be a part of something that's bigger than ourselves and maybe make it better, make life better for ourselves by doing whatever we need to do to get there. Make it happen. You know what I mean? Make it happen. Make Luna Sparkles for real. It's going to happen. I'm going to get there as far as I can. And if you want to give me a little hint, I always appreciate it too. And in that note, I'm overstaying my welcome, and I appreciate you guys being here for the full. Well, usually it's supposed to be 30 minutes, but I extended it to another 10 because I love you guys. And I hope you guys stay in contact. Peace out, brother, with a little bit added. And I'm always trying to get you going with some more very cool things that have to do with Luna Sparkles, cartooning, and mostly cartooning because that's the shit that I like. The stuff that I like. Sorry, try not to swear because I do enjoy this kind of stuff. Okay, so with that being said, keep on drawing, keep on practicing. Contact me if you want any art done because I am always down commission for you. And if you want to come to the Niagara area and play with me too, there are Niagara art parties. If you want to be a part of Niagara art parties, contact me. All right. In the meantime, peace out, brother, with a little bit added, as my mom used to say. And this is me and Brad Pitt. This is me over here. We all know what's going on, and you kind of feel for people, right? It's life happens. What are you going to do? And my brother's kids don't have his last name either, but there's reasons behind everything, right? So I'm sure there's reasons behind everything. So one day we'll know, one day we'll find out. I know, I don't have to ask, I know. So peace out, brother. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you again tomorrow for Magic Tuesday, where you will get a nice reading from me. In the meantime, ciao, my fellow babies.